Hey guys, here's an update video about one of the most talked about locks on my channel, Canada's coolest lock, the Bowley lock. This lock has finally relaunched. Its Kickstarter is up and active again, and believe it or not, it's actually funded. So if you order this time around, you're gonna get your Bowley lock. It's ready to go. So if you were one of the people who asked me how to get this lock, now's your chance. Make sure you get it before they sell out, and you can finally get your hands on this and play with it and do all the tests you want on it. This video is not really about how it works, since we already talked about at length how it works and the guts and everything. This is more just like showing you what you get in the box, how it fits together, and answering a few questions that I got on the other video. So let's start with what you get in the box. If you order one deadbolt, you get 4 keys. If you order 2 deadbolts, you get 6 keys. If you order 3 deadbolts, you get 8 keys. And for most people, that's enough keys. That'll work just fine. But if you need more keys, you can order more keys from the Bowley Lock Company directly. I don't have the security key card here because that wasn't like printed in time to ship to me, but I do have what it's going to look like, so I'm going to include an image of that now. Okay, so that's basically what the security card is going to look like, and it's going to have a code on there that you can provide the company to get more keys cut for yourself. So let's go over what's in the box. You're going to get 4 keys here, as I already mentioned. And then these are these really cool keys, man. They're so dense and heavy, they almost feel like, I don't know, like poker chips in a way when you play with them like this. They're just really nice, feel really good in the hand, really good weight to them. You get the cylinder guard, you get the cylinder like this, you get the bolt, and this is an adjustable bolt for 2 3/8 inches and 2 3/4 inches. You can just adjust like that. That's in millimeters. It's 60 millimeters and 70 millimeters back set. So that's cool. You get the thumb turn, and you get all the parts for the strike plate and all the screws. You also get some installation instructions here if you have never installed the deadbolt. But that's actually what I want to get to next, because a lot of people last video asked me if this lock is like particularly difficult to install, because the mechanism is complicated, so some people thought installation must be complicated, and that's not true at all. Installing this lock is just as straightforward as any deadbolt, and I'm going to show you that just real quick in the next section. Alright, you guys, real quick, I just want to install this lock, show you how it fits together. I'm not going to install the strike plate or anything like that. I'm just going to kind of focus on the deadbolt section here. If you're not interested in this kind of stuff, you could just use the time links below to skip to any section you like. But if you're interested, stick around and we'll put this thing together. So first you're going to take your cylinder, fit it into the cylinder guard, just like this, and it should snap into place here, just like that. There you go, fits snugly. Then you could take your bolt, set it to the proper back set, and put it right through the bore holes. There you are. And then now you can take your tail piece and you can stick it through the bolt section here. Great. Now what you want to do is get this lined up proper. Let me see if I could do this on camera. There you go. What you want to do is get this lined up proper. Get your thumb turn. Just make sure I'm in the right position still. Good. And stick that there. And now just find your you go. Find the cylinder. Should be good. Now you could use a drill or you could use a screwdriver, whatever's convenient for you. Okay. That should be good enough. There you go. And now you have installed your Bowley lock without the strike plate, but that's just more drilling. So let's use the key, see if it works. Here's the Bowley lock key. See, remember, if you don't push it in, it doesn't do anything. But if you bring it up to the proper position, push it in, then turn, it'll move the bolt. And then when you want to take the key out, you pull it out, and then you can remove the key. So there you go, installation. Very, very fast, very, very easy. So I hope that answers some questions that were asked. Maybe the most asked question or comment I saw about the Bowley lock was about the key and that it looks fragile. Now, I could totally understand why people would think this, because there's this big gap here, and it looks like the bitting is just held on by this little bridge of metal here. But, it's really hard to convey just how sturdy these Bowley lock keys are. I mean, these are made out of very, very high quality stainless steel. The same type of stainless steel that you'd use to make like tools or even like medical equipment. Maybe like a dental pick. It's a very hard type of steel, and it's not going to bend or break very easily at all. I mean, some people were telling me, in fact, a bunch of people were saying, "Oh, if I just sit on this key, if I sit on it wrong, the bitting's going to snap off, or if I grab it too hard, the bitting's going to snap off." Honestly, guys, not a chance. There's no way you're going to sit on this key and it's going to even bend. Forget about breaking it. It would just be way too painful. And there's no way you can even bend this with your hands. I mean, no matter what I do, even if I focus all my energy on this bitting and I'm just very purposefully trying to break the bitting off, it just causes me pain. I mean, that really hurts. It's not even bending at all. So in terms of like sitting on it or grabbing it, that's just not a chance in hell you're going to break that with a body part. However, in terms of maybe dropping the key or someone throwing your keys, that's a better question, because what if this takes a really hard knock on some concrete, or I don't know, you drop it off a skyscraper. I don't know. Those things may damage the key, and I kind of wanted to do a test of my own, just a quick and dirty test to see if this takes a real hard knock from a fall or a throw, what kind of damage it would sustain. There were some comments out there saying, why don't you smash it with like a sledgehammer? And to be honest with you, I didn't think that was a very practical test, because how often are you smashing your keys with hammers? So I didn't want to do anything like that, but I did want to test if it took a good knock. So I'm going to show you what I did for that test in the next section. All right, guys, I'm outside right now. I'm going to do kind of like a simulated drop test real quick using one of my Bowley keys here. I'm just going to show you that it works. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a thread or a string here, and I'm going to push this through, and I'm going to try to slam this on the ground as hard as I can, kind of to simulate what it'd be like if you were to drop your keys really hard, or if someone were to throw them or something like that. But in all likelihood, it's going to be maybe harder than if you were to actually drop them. So let me just try to give this a couple good whacks. Try to keep this in frame. So, I mean, it's hitting pretty solid, pretty hard.
much harder than I think if you were to actually drop it, or if someone were to throw it. It's actually pretty dangerous because it just hit my arm. Do it a couple more. Alright, I think that's good. Let's take a look at the key. See how it held up. Try to keep that in frame. Alright, let's see here. It looks like the key might have bent a little bit. Let's see if it still works. Actually, it still works. Wow. You know, I actually hit this thing so hard that it seems a little bit bent. It doesn't seem cracked though. Let's see. So you could see that it's bent. I can't bend it back, but it still works. Still works smoothly too. That's pretty impressive. There's like no hang up at all. Well, I was hitting this thing really hard. So if you didn't believe that I was hitting this thing hard, now you do. But yeah, so I mean, it just goes to show you, if you hit something hard enough, you're going to do damage to it. But that is way harder than if you were to actually drop your key or something like that. I was really slamming this thing down hard. And it wasn't even the bitting that got the damage. It was the shaft of the key. So, yeah, bent key, but you are not locked out. You are still getting in to your house. So, pretty interesting result. Alright, you guys, just to be fair, I'm going to be doing this on another style of key, this Abus key, before it gets dark. I'm going to see if I can do some damage to this using a similar style of test and see what happens. This key is actually not nearly as heavy as the Bowley Key, but let's just try to do our best. A couple more. Alright, let's see what happened. Alright, so we can see we've bent this key too, but pretty severely. So I really highly doubt this key would work anymore. So just goes to show you that this is a much softer style of key.
Hey guys, just to wrap up, I just want to compare the keys here. Actually, when I came back to my desk, I was inspecting this key and it cracked in half. So if you go back and look at the footage, you actually see it had a very significant crack on there, even though at the time I didn't get a good look, but it was enough to actually break the key in half after some gentle handling. Here's the Bowley Key that was damaged. I want to compare it to like a normal Bowley Key, so you could see just how significant the bend was. And surprisingly, don't ask me how, this Bowley Key still worked, as you saw in the video. Here's a closer look so you could try to inspect for any damage. I couldn't find any cracks or anything that significant really, other than that bend. So, I mean, this key still looks to be in pretty good shape, other than it being slightly crooked. And of course, the real test for the key is that it still, you know, works. It doesn't even get hung up at all. Pretty amazing. So, right, let's go on to the next section. So another one of the most asked questions was, will the key snag very significantly on things in my pocket? And do I need to like cover the key with something? And the answer is, I have not experienced any snagging, at least not more significantly than any other type of key that would maybe get caught on a piece of fabric in your pocket. It really doesn't, hasn't really caused me any inconvenience at all, and I've been carrying this thing in my pocket for a while now. So let me try to demonstrate for you why that is, because it really looks like it will hook like everything under the sun, and you'll like always be stuck on something in your pocket. But it's just not the case. So let me try to demonstrate using this kind of fake pocket. And in this fake pocket, we have all sorts of just junk, like really, really easily snaggable stuff, like, you know, rubber bands and paper clips and maybe a pair of headphones or something, you know, just junk. And this is obviously more severe than most people's pockets will be. So just put everything back inside of here. And what we'll do is we'll use our cord again to fish out our keys so we don't accidentally grab anything with our fingers. And we can try to see if this will actually, how bad this will snag on stuff. Pretend this is someone's pocket. All right, we just throw our keys in our pocket and we're gonna go for a walk. You know, blah, blah, blah. Just really shake it up and get a random mess. And then we can then fish our keys out. And remember, this is a real, this looks like I'm going to pull everything out in a big knot, really. Like, that's what I thought when I first did this test. But then we'll pull our keys out and nothing is snagged. And I said, okay, that's just lucky. Let's do it again. All right, let's do it again. Oops, this fell through the bag. The Bowley Key is so heavy, it fell through the bag. Okay. Let's put this back into the bag and start shaking again. All right. Really just kind of work it in. And then now let's try to pull the key out and see what we got. And we got nothing. And, you know, I'll just try to go fishing for stuff. Maybe I'm trying to get it to snag. I mean, even when I'm trying to get something, it's not very easy. I finally got one there, but that was me trying to do it on purpose, you know. So it's strange. And I thought, why is this not snagging so much? And it's because I think the other keys on the key ring are actually blocking this. So if you have other keys in your key ring, it's not going to allow things to easily snag because the bitting on these other keys are actually not really allowing things to pass through there very easily, especially if you have it on both sides like this. So I think as long as you have the Bowley Key with another key on the key ring, which most people will, I really doubt that you're going to have any problems with things snagging on the key, at least not significantly. And also, I don't think many people will have a pocket that looks like this. But anyway, I just want to address that and do a little demo for you guys so you could see what I was talking about. After I posted my first Bowley lock video, I asked you guys if you had any thoughts about how bump proof and pick proof it was. And man, did I get comments. Holy moly. I got comments ranging from the just plain ridiculous to absolutely super creative and awesome. And a lot of the better ideas I did share with the inventor. And he was overjoyed that people were actually thinking about improving his lock. I mean, and I know him. I know Ryan Bowley. And the main thing he cares about is just making a good lock that most people can afford. You know, he wants to make it look cool and, you know, make it unique. But honestly, he just wants it to be high quality and affordable and do its job, meaning be very pick resistant and bump resistant. So now's your chance. All those great ideas that you guys submitted, all those drawings of tools, pick up a Bowley lock and do the test. Not only would the internet love to see it, but I know Ryan Bowley would love to see it. He's definitely not the type of lock maker who's going to get angry at you. You know, you guys are actually contributing to make a great product. So please pick one up if you wanted one, and we can, you know, increase our knowledge about making excellent lock designs. So, yeah, I mean, I just want to let you guys know that if there is a problem with your Bowley lock, if you get one, there is a full manufacturer's warranty on any defects. So if there's any problem with the machining or anything wrong with your lock, it'll definitely be taken care of. Of course, like I said, quality is one of the most important goals for the Bowley lock. I hope this video was useful for you guys and answered some of your questions. And pick up your Bowley lock. The Kickstarter link is in the description below. And catch you guys next time.